Hi guys, Fulton here, and today I'm looking at magic because I said in a previous video that I just use my staff for healing, which is true, but I thought that's a very limited way of looking at it. And I also unlocked a new eternal spell, which is, let me show you, is this one. Eternal Chain Lightning. It's unlocked when you turn a silver bar into silver dust in the grinder. And it does 128 damage, which compares to the previous one I was using, which was the acid spell, Eternal Acid spell. That does 130, but that takes 120 mana to cast rather than 98 and has a 3-second cast time, whereas this is a 1-second cast time. But the important thing about it is that whereas the acid spell just seems to affect ground-based enemies, it goes along the ground, this will attack flying enemies, which is a must in the later stages of the game. And it also, apart from jumping to others nearby, it deals stamina damage, so it fills the enemy's stun bar. So you can stun them, which is quite a useful thing to do. Now, to make it, it's quite expensive. It's 25 steel bars, I believe. And let me just go to the workshops and go to the alchemist and show you. Yeah, it's 25 steel bars and 43 silver dust. Now, to make silver dust, you've got to make silver bars first and then change them to dust in the grinder. So as you can see, it's a 1-to-1. You put one silver bar and you get one silver dust out, so you need 43 silver bars to make this, but it takes 4 minutes for each one. So have multiple grinders, and I had 5 on the go when I was doing this. I've got rid of 3 of them since to various other places, but that's what it's about. Now, the gear that I'm using his top 2 Mage armors, which are Thaumaturge and the Hailcaster. But I like, let me just go over to this, I like that 30% one damage on the Hailcaster set as opposed to health and mana on the Thaumaturge set. The hats are pretty much similar. You've got more of a critical strike damage on this and more magical on this one. On this one, it's got, on the gloves here, it's got more 1 damage, which is tempting, but I can get staff damage on this, which, you know, helps the entire set, and mana regeneration on the pants and boots, as opposed to increased damage reduction. So that would be better if I was getting killed, but the whole idea should be that they don't get too close to me. So I've got that mix of Hailcaster hat and chest, and the Thaumaturge gloves and pants and boots. I don't think that you get anything for having the complete set on. I could be totally wrong there, but anyway, that's how it's working. I've also got the ethereal plane blocker on there, which is 37 parry power and 10% shroud resistance. I might go back to using the shield, to be quite honest with you, but we'll see. I'm trying this out at the moment and seeing how it works. So the idea is, in my skills, I've got straight down the middle, which is all thunder and lightning and whatever for the wizard line. So when you attack with a magic weapon, so it could be the wand, it could be the staff, you crit his damage. All shock damage is increased by an additional 20%. All shock damage increased by an additional 10%. Now, I've got shock damage on my wand as well. And an interesting thing is with this unity, when I damage enemies with a wand, it's got a 24% chance to recover 4% mana. Now, my biggest issue so far has been running out of mana. I think I've mentioned it before, that's why I just used it for healing. But I want to see, is it viable if you gear into it? So that's what I'm trying to do. Another thing I've geared into is quick charge, because that reduces the charge time of spells with the staff by 50%. So that 1 second charge time on the lightning spell goes down to half a second, which is quite nice. I've also got necromancer, so that when I kill an enemy with me wand or me staff, I've got a 10% chance to summon a friendly skull companion. And it's not just one. I can have two. I've had at least 3 up. Especially when I'm in a wand fight where I'm killing a lot of smaller things with a wand, I can have them all over the place, and these are very powerful. I was killing a boss and it spawned a lot of stuff around it, so I was going around killing all the ads before I tackled the boss. My necro buddies had gone in and killed it by the time I'd finished dealing with the ads, so they're very effective. Plus it's quite cool having skulls floating around you. I also spec into blink, because who doesn't want to be a purple flash dashing around the battlefield? So, enough talking. Let's see how it works, because my issues with it so far with the mana running out, and that it was rubbish against flying enemies, which you just can't have in the later game. Now, this isn't the most testing build in the world, it's just what I do my building in, really. So, you know, do sort of take that into account, but let's see how it goes against. Let's kill the duck here. Now, it's not got the range of the bow when you use the staff, but still, it should be a good mid-range. Not that's too close. No, I'm not getting that, so I'd have to use a bow with that. Let's try this one, that's a bit low. I'm not healing it, that's what the problem is. Dear me. So, there you go. You can cast it pretty quickly, and it took it down in no time. Let's try it against this. So, now, it stunned it. If you look, the stun bar's full. So I can take my time hitting it a second time. And that stun's quite incredible. Now, here you go, here's some flying beasties. Let's see how we do with that. It doesn't seem to have a great spread on it. There's a necro buddy. Unless they group very tightly, it doesn't seem to jump between them like that. But it's very effective. So, let's blow that one up. Yeah, it's taking them down with no real problems. Now, I would normally get up on the ramparts and pick things off with my bow so they couldn't get to me. I'm going to charge in and see how it does, so I can test this stun out. So, let's see. Hello, guys. It's definitely stunning them. Yeah, the stun bars are filled. That's very effective. Now, let's see how quickly the mana comes back. On its own, it's going at a fair rate. But what happens if I dive in here and start wanding things? Oops. I'm not sure where I'm getting shot from here. There we go. Where is it? I do hate when I can't see them. let's run away and see if I can see him. Shut up. Noisy. So yeah, that's come back pretty quick. So again, I can just flick it over to the heel, supposedly, and get myself up again. And we'll see again how quickly it comes back. Because as it stands, that's quite a viable way of doing things. Let's hit him. These guys are crazy anyway. That took him down like a storm. And I'm back at full mana already. So let's see if what's around here. Should think there'd be a couple. There we go. Take it off the heel. Okay, don't seem to see any others. There's a couple of wolves. You don't have to be too precise with the aim. I hate when you can't. Oh, there we go. It's quite dodgy on the aiming. You do have to get in the right position for it to be effective. But no, all the same, that. The one who was shooting me before, I think. So, is it coming back quick enough to be useful? Yeah, really. Looks like it's full already, so if I give myself a heal again, we can have another look and put it back on lightning because I keep forgetting. Yeah, that's coming back like a storm. Right, there's a dude across there, so let's get there and bang. Watch out for the traps. Right, I'm going to go to wand because the wand is the king for throwing things. And as simple as that, I'm back at full mana. And as you see, the necrobuddies really are very effective at taking them down. So I've put myself in a situation where I wouldn't normally do this because you're going to get killed if you get yourself swarmed as a magic user. You should be picking them off, whereas I'm just darting in and I'm surviving it reasonably well. Yes, I'm having to do the odd heal, but when I do a heal, it's coming back fairly quickly. And I survive a lot better if I remember to put the spell back on. Now, I know there's a load of traps around here. So let's activate a couple of them, because the last thing you need is to get stuck. And see if you can pull them out. Now I believe Blink will go over the traps, but I don't really want to push it here because I know there's a matron inside. So I should do the sensible thing and just disarm these before I get stuck back. I knew that would happen. I knew that would happen. I'm terrible with these traps. So there's a matron in there and she summons a load of others. So let's just see what happens if I... Here she comes. So, let's see. We want to cast some magic at her. That's very effective when she's stunned. Let's go to wand. Blink. Damn, I'm stuck. Right, I got stuck there. That was my own fault. How annoying. Okay. I'm a bit frustrated there because I just absolutely got myself stuck in a corner, which I should know better than to do. Let's charge up again. Let's get our health up first. And let's just charge in. There she comes. I've done it again. So let's do that. Bang, 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 bang. Arms wide. So there we go. What's hitting me now? Oh, I'm poisoned. Fair enough. She does have very effective poison, that one. Go away. Silly thing. So, as you can see, it's quite effective at taking these beasties down. And apart from our little glitch where I got myself stuck in a corner there, I don't know what the hell that was about. But I literally couldn't move anywhere. I couldn't blink past it, which I should have been able to do. So, let's get back to the castle and sum up. Is it as effective as my bow and sword build? Well, yes and no. It's not got the... because while the staff hasn't got the range of the bow, that stun is really effective. And yes, I know I can use stun arrows, but this is on an eternal spell that I can just pull out. I can stun them and it doesn't stop me using the bow. So I can go in and I can use the bow because I've still got all that ranged line and use the staff with it. The way that the mana comes back there makes it a really viable way to work. So I'll give it a fair shot. I'll try it on some of my normal questing rather than a little trip into town like that. I am squishy, and I'm very aware that I'm more squishy than I was in my ranger gear, and certainly than some of the melee gear. But if I could take most of them out with a bow, stun the ones that swarm you so that they're dealt with, and then use the one for one-on-one, and still use the sword if I want to use the sword, because I do like a way that you dash between enemies when you're using it. With my blink ability, that's a pretty good combination. So let's take it back to the throne room and That's my little flower garden growing around the Cyclops. Oh, I've actually got round to tidying this up in here. So I've built my storeroom out. But of course the real gem is my throne room with the obsidian floors. It's so beautiful. So, from a magical vaulting out.